Welcome to Love's Retro Rumble, the show where we cover retro games, new games, and any other important gaming news. I'm Love, and each episode we explore the history of a retro game. Today we're setting our sights on one of the most beloved RPGs of all time, Chrono Trigger. Released in 1995 for the Super Nintendo, Chrono Trigger wasn't just another RPG. It was a groundbreaking title that redefined the genre, featuring an innovative battle system, multiple endings, and one of the greatest video game soundtracks ever composed. But how did this masterpiece come to life? Grab your Epoch time machine and let's travel back to the 90s to uncover the story of Chrono Trigger. The story of Chrono Trigger begins with a dream, a literal dream project. In the early 1990s, Square, now Square Enix, was riding high on the success of Final Fantasy and looking for ways to push the RPG genre even further. To do this, they assembled an all-star development team, a dream team, of some of the biggest names in Japanese RPGs. The team included Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy, Yuji Horii, the mastermind behind Dragon Quest, and Akira Toriyama, the legendary artist behind Dragon Ball and Dragon Quest. With these three powerhouses at the helm, expectations were sky high. The goal? Create an RPG that combined the best elements of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest while introducing fresh new mechanics that would set it apart from anything that had come before. When Chrono Trigger was released on March 11, 1995 in Japan, and later that year in North America on August 22, 1995, it immediately stood out. Unlike most RPGs of the time, which followed a linear story, Chrono Trigger introduced time travel as a core gameplay mechanic. Players controlled Chrono, a silent protagonist who, along with his friends, journeyed through different eras, from prehistoric times to the distant future, attempting to stop the apocalyptic entity known as Lavos. Along the way, they met unforgettable characters including Frog, Robo, and Magus, each with deep backstories and connections to the larger narrative. But it wasn't just the story that made Chrono Trigger a masterpiece. The game introduced several groundbreaking features. Active Time Battle 2.0, a redefined version of the classic Final Fantasy battle system, allowing for combination attacks between party members. No random encounters. Enemies were visible on the map, making combat feel more immersive and strategic. Multiple endings. Depending on choices made throughout the game, players could experience one of 13 different endings, an unprecedented feature at the time. And then there was the music, composed by Yasunori Mitsuda, with contributions from Final Fantasy version veteran Nobuo Uematsu. The soundtrack remains one of the most celebrated in gaming history, with tracks like Corridors of Time and Too Far Away Times still beloved by fans decades later. Chrono Trigger was a critical and commercial success, selling over 2.5 million copies on the Super NES alone. Critics praised its deep story, innovative gameplay, and emotional character arcs. But what truly cemented its legacy was how well it aged. Even today, it is regarded as one of the greatest games ever made. Despite its success, Chrono Trigger didn't receive a direct sequel for several years. In 1999, Square released Chrono Cross for the PlayStation, a spiritual successor with a completely new cast and world. While Chrono Cross was well received, fans have continued to hope for a proper return to Chrono Trigger's universe. Over the years, Chrono Trigger has been re-released on multiple platforms, including the PlayStation, Nintendo DS, and PC, keeping its legacy alive for new generations of players. Chrono Trigger was more than just a game. It was an event, a once-in-a-time lifetime collaboration that delivered one of the most polished, emotionally engaging, and innovative RPGs ever created. Even decades later, its influence can be seen in countless RPGs that followed. Do you remember the first time you played Chrono Trigger? Or is it still in your backlog? Or is it going to be added? Because if not, it definitely should. That's a wrap for this episode of Love's Retro Rumble. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your fellow gamers. Got thoughts, memories, or favorite moments from today's topic? Hit us up on our social media. Until next time, keep playing, keep exploring, keep looking for secret areas, and stay retro.